What up, world? It's your boy Tank coming at you with an air traffic control deck build. I'm just a new way of doing deck builds. I'm trying this way out. Real quick, apologize for all the noise. Little bros are watching Fanboy and Chum Chum. But I will just get the deck before I go off. This is just triples and doubles the cards I have. There's no particular pile. Alright, let's go with the air. Okay. The reason I call this air is because all these cards do is pass by. These cards don't last any longer than one phase. Okay? Whether it be main phase, battle phase, they're only meant to last for one phase, and they just fly by like airplanes do. So, air. Him. These two, I would say, they're tribute fodder for my caius, target fodder for my TG and ones. Great way to get over certain shit. I use him to draw bottomless when I know my opponent has it. They just combos a playoff, and then him. He triggers my D-alchs effect. Like, I'll set this, go MST, chain, pull out D-alch. D-alch, that gets destroyed. The alchs effects pull from my remove from play. So there's the air. Traffic. Traffic is a fun part of this deck. This is what makes the deck that much more, I'd say, defensive. This traffic is meant to jam the field up, like a traffic jam. This deck right here is meant to slow your opponent down to a crawl, which allows you to come and speed up. Just beater. He's just a beater. Gets over any level 4. This gets over any level 4. Big beater. Just destroys everything. And he goes in with a couple traps I have within the deck. These two combo with my Phantom Hornbeat. These right here are my draw engine of the card, and they're also offensive and defensive cards in here. Next, you got your Phantom, allows you to draw TG and 7 tools. 7 tools, you know what it does? It's bait for MST, and it just, if my opponent warnings, I'll use this. I don't like having this though. I would suggest to run Dust Tornado instead, but I don't have enough to run this. Then you got the TG-X3 control. Again, you set this. You don't activate this as soon as you get 3 or 6 in the grave. But the point of this deck is to make your opponent use their resources. So what you do is you set this and wait for them to like trunade or whatever. Then you activate, throw 3 back into the deck, shuffle, and pick up 2. And you got Phantom Hornbeat's draw engine. That's a great surprise for my opponent. And then Sangan, he's another engine within the traffic part. Clogs up the field, and he also allows me to pull to my D-alch. Now, this is the fun. This is where the deck gets creative, because traffic is the draw engine part of the deck, and this is control. And there's multiple ways, and there's multiple meanings of control. What I mean by this part, control can either mean control the field, control what your opponent has on the field, control what your opponent is capable of doing, or just control your deck. D-alch, he is a beater. I don't use him as a beater. I mainly use him to control the speed of my deck. You get a D-alch out there, you're basically speeding your own deck up. As you do, you can have all 3 out, mill 3. He opens up combos with my parallel dimension, which allows me to pull my remove spells. D-alch is a good card to have within your deck, and it's a different kind of engine. Caius controls on the field, burn damage, and he allows me to pull in a dark end, yeah. And he also allows me to pull into my chaos sorcerer, creature swap, and TG1. This allows me to control my opponent's side of the field. This is for big beaters. This is to keep your opponent from making big plays. They both have the same purpose. They both give me a bunch of pluses with my TGs. It's great cards. Enemy controller, him alone, has multiple uses. Stops attack, takes your opponent from using big stuff, allows you to swing for game. It has multiple uses within the deck. MST controls back row. It's bait for MST, just set MST. The MST or MST, you MST their back row or whatever. compulse and bottomless. Both controls which monsters are able to be on the field. Red cards. I might pump this up to 3. I'm not sure yet. So that's the control. And then this part right here is the multi-use. They're just too good to categorize and either or. So I'll go through these real quick. Gorz controls which opponents able to do on the field, like OTK decks. They go in and attack the game. Nope, I drop Gorz. Now what are you going to do? He also allows me to token. So that's the sacrifice for caius. He allows me to synchro. He has a lot of uses within Gorz. Chaos sorcerer. Only run 1. I might bump it into 2 so I can get a chaos loop going with my D-alch. It's another good card that only sees the field for 1 phase, but it's also capable of just removing. Because that's why I consider it multi-use, because it only sees the field for 1 phase, but it also controls the field, and it soaks up bottomless. He is a great card. You need to run him. Torrential. He's traffic control and he's air control, and he allows me to get all my pluses going. This is a good card. Stable, that's what it is. Mirror Force. It's a traffic control, air control. It just controls what your opponent does. It's a good card. Stable. Monster reborn, giant trunade, dark hole. Cleans up, so that's control. And then monster reborn to get your monsters, get your combos going. That's why it's also control, but it's also air because of specials. And it also ties into traffic because I use monster reborn to pull out my D-alch, remove it, and get that going again. So that's the deck. It's a air traffic control deck. I'll have the deck list down below. Tell me how you like this way of doing deck videos. So I just explained some of the combos. Like again, I said I'm sorry for the noise. If you can barely hear me, I will test this out and I'll put it in consideration. But just tell me how you think about the way I did this video. Tell me what you think of the deck. I think it's pretty good. Different way of running TGs. It's way more efficient. It's the real reason why I think TGs are made, for that control factor. And that's it. See you later, world. Deuces.